It's National Bikini Day today. You know what? I'm not gonna touch that one. Let's find a different day here. National Apple Turnover Day
There
today.
you go.
And nothing goes better with an apple turnover than Fitzy?
New house.
A new house.
A new kitchen.
Yeah, a new kitchen. That's even better. We're getting good at these. So if you're looking to buy a new home to go with your apple turnover, we recommend our friends from the Wisconsin Lakes team. Anyone can say that they are a realtor, but not everyone treats their clients like they would like to be treated, and that's what Aaron and Katie do. Find out more by visiting them and their website at lakesteamwi.com. Yeah, that wasn't too bad, right?
We can use the same one for industrial safety.
Industrial.
It's your first time cooking one.
Yeah. It's your first. Well, it's also National Workaholics Day today. So if you're working, probably workaholic. Well, we can all agree that two professions work extraordinarily hard are firefighters and restaurant workers. And industrial safety sells and services practically everything that goes into a fire station and on a firefighter. And they also have incorporated kitchen suppression system maintenance, inspection, and installs for businesses. For more information, visit their website at industrialsafetystore.com. industrialsafetystore.com.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know, like the bikini one, like what do you even... Like usually I start off these with, it's National Alien Appreciation Day or something weird like that. And then I'll ask you, so do you believe in aliens? Where do you go with Bikini Day?
We don't go there. Good choice. After the long weekend, we're a good choice.
Yeah. All right, let's kick this thing off.
Let's do it.
There we go. Good morning, everybody. It's Positive Tuesday today, July 5th, 2022. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you're watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With nearly 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business has provided quality work in roofing, garages, siding, window installations, kitchen and bathroom remodeling, vinyl and hardwood flooring, and they can even build your house or business from the ground up. Like Fitzy and I, they believe that it's the little things that make a big difference. So give them a call today. The number's right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy, good morning.
Good morning. I'm reading this thing. It says, do you have your camera on? I'm like, yeah, they should be able to see us.
Oh, probably because the intro part.
I get it. I'm following it. A little slow this morning.
Yeah.
So long.
Really bright. Am I really bright there? Jeepers. I am, aren't I? Holy cow. Let's turn that down. That's a little bit.
Then you're just going to put shades on.
Yeah, and it's super hot in here, so I turn the air conditioning off. Otherwise, it's too loud when the thing picks it up, so I have, just roasting. I know. It's the worst. Yeah. All right, so how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Trying to figure out some lighting, apparently, which I always have to worry about. But, no, how was your weekend?
It was a busy, great weekend. We're going to talk a lot about it. And, I think I did something every day, either work related or personal. So it was a great weekend.
And I saw you.
Yes.
On Saturday night. And if anyone's watching that went to the Spooner Block Party, put in a comment just about what your thoughts of the Spooner Block Party was, because, dude, that was legit.
That was. We're gonna unless you want to jump right into
that.
Well,
let's start right there, right now, because that's really what I did.
It was, we went there. Appreciate you hooking us up and inviting me to go with you and your wife and my wife to the Spooner Block Party. What an event! I mean, I've been to a lot of events, but that was an event. That was a pretty neat concept of having 4 bands in one day. I didn't know if I'd really like it. It was great. Roundman Brewing. How about the people that work there? They work their butts off. I mean, that was impressive. Unbelievable food. And the organization, like I said, I look at this and I sat, and you and I sat and looked at around. We don't, the bands were playing, but we looked at how they, from how they do the garbages to how they had the whole thing set up. It was impressive. It was very, 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 very well done.
You had mentioned that when we were there. So, when we're finished, or we gave a whole bunch of tickets away for this, and we promoted this for the Spooner Block Party for like 4 months now, and we gave them like 67% off of all of their ad stuff because we want them to be successful. So when we're all kind of finished this last week, that's when Amy Greenfield, who's the mastermind behind all of this stuff, she's the architect of the Spooner Block Party, she had donated 4 VIP tickets to me.
Yeah.
Like to be honest, I probably wasn't going to be going because I don't like staying up very late. So I was very grateful of that. And I'm like, well, my wife and I will go. And then I'm like, you know what? We'll see if you and your wife Holly wanted to go. So that's how the 4 of us ended up going. So we were sitting on the VIP side. First of all, I've never been on a VIP anything ever. Never. But it was totally worth it. And next year I'm going to go. And no kidding, I think I was telling Jerusha afterwards that I think I will just go like the VIP. It was kind of worth it.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I didn't feel like standing up all that time.
Well, but it was good. It was fun.
Yeah, I'd asked Amy yesterday about how many people, does she have numbers yet, anything from this? And she said hopefully tomorrow, which would be today sometime. So she can't give out any official numbers right now. But I said we were kind of guessing around 3,000 people. She said that's about kind of where we're thinking too, but probably more. But it's in that area. But 3,000 people, that's a lot of people. And not only that, but look how much money that brought into Spooner, into the Washburn County economy.
Right.
I mean, if that's successful, even if you didn't go, you don't realize the impact that stuff has on when you have a town of only, I don't know, 2,000, 2,500 people, however many we have here in Spooner, and 15,000 in Washburn County. You bring that kind of, you get 3,000 people there. That's a big deal, and that just for the event. But I mean, the hotels and all the other places, that's a huge deal.
Before and after, and bars and gas stations, and all of the nonprofits that were there. Was it the Spooner Hockey? I think was selling food. I mean, that's a big fundraiser for them. And obviously Round Man Brewing, obviously, and all the advertisers. And yeah, Amy did an unbelievable job setting all that up and doing it all. And it was just a great time. Next year I'm hoping she can get us those bands so we can go in that really elite section.
Yes. Yes. The elite VIP or the extreme VIP or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Well, it means I'll just have to give her more money off advertising in exchange. There you go again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, Renee's right. She just had commented on something. It was awesome. A lot of people kept pouring in. You had also commented on that because I got there. I think you and I got there around the same time, like 5:30. It kind of started at 4. We got there like 5:30. And when I first got there, I was like, I kind of felt like there was going to be more people. Mm-hmm. But they never stopped coming in until I know I left after. I just wanted to hear that Once Bitten, Twice Shy by Great White. Yeah. And they were on at 8, so I'm hoping, please play it first so I can go home and go to bed. And of course, the whole time you're like, nope, they're not playing it first. They'll play it last. Like, no, they totally are going to play it. I mean, it's their big hit. And you were right. It was like 9:30, or I don't know when it was, but it was their last one.
Yeah.
But even then, people were still coming in.
Yeah.
How late did you stay anyway? Oh, and we saw Shannon Anderson there.
Yep, we saw. Yeah, she was donating her time again and working, and the volunteers. I mean, before I talk about the bands, I mean, the volunteers were unbelievable. It's tough to find volunteers already, and then you want to have volunteer on the 4th of July weekend, and then you do it on a Saturday night. I mean, it's and all of the volunteers they had, it was a well-run machine. I mean, and I know they're going to say, oh, we should have done this better. No one noticed that. The untrained eye of that, no one noticed any issues. I mean, they had volunteers emptying garbages. That's just something that people don't always think about.
Yep. So let's get back to that. I forgot. That's where I was going with it earlier. You had commented, and obviously you go to a lot of these events, most likely for work. But you had commented a couple of times how impressed you were with garbages, and I remember just looking at you going, "Really? Garbages? That's your takeaway here, huh? Garbages?" And you were like, "No, I'm not kidding. Like, you don't understand how many." What did you say? Like, don't think about that part or something.
Don't think about that. And they had them people rotating through, and they were made sure their workers had water. It's just the little things that make a big difference, obviously. And the music was awesome, and I think the concept of having 4 bands in one day and the layout. I mean, I think they'll expand next year the space that they're in. I think think they'll want to expand that because I think they filled up. I mean, I don't know that they had all sold out all their tickets or whatever they did, but it was full when we walked over to the other half.
What side was that?
the other side.
Do we not bring that up? Okay, we won't bring that up.
Well, we had to walk through this special gate guarded by the police. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's like 4 cops in between the general admission ticket area and the VIP area. I'm like, because it's weird. By the way, so I did text real quick yesterday, Amy Greenfield, and she had responded yesterday about a different question. Said, "I next year will be even bigger and better. I've got the bands booked already." She didn't tell me who or whatever. So no, they're already next year is already scheduled, and I don't know anything about it yet. But
go and announce them live.
Fantastic!
Live.
All right,
yes.
I'll call her. That's a good idea.
Whatever she wants,
Yeah. So I left a little after 9 o'clock. Drush and I did, because again that was about an hour past our bedtime. And you and your wife had stayed. How late did you guys stay? I think what was the last band? Sawyer Brown, which I've never heard them play. How late did you stay?
Until their last song. We closed it up. Well, we didn't close it up because they stayed and partied. Oh, wait till you hear it now, Shannon. She knows. Great.
Oh. Hey, come on, Shannon. Come on. We've had you in the show. We've been good to you. Yeah, come on.
Hey, give us a hit. No, don't. We want to do it live on the show. Yes. No, we stayed to the end. Sawyer Brown was unbelievable. We went up front close to the stage and watched it. It was great. Had a blast and had some more round man food and had some of those barbecued pork bites. Oh, they were great.
Where are they?
You missed them. I didn't have they had s'mores at the end. I didn't have one of those, but it was great.
Yeah, and by the way, for people looking to go next year, the round man that was in the VIP tent, and it was free for anyone on a VIP ticket. Right. Like every, I don't know, hour or 45 minutes or something, they would make something new. So it wasn't like the same thing all night.
Which is another concept that I've never seen before.
That's awesome.
Because it would be so much easier just to cook hot dogs and hamburgers the whole night.
And cheaper.
Yeah, and they changed the menu every hour and 15 minutes. They changed the menu. I mean, and it wasn't like we went from barbecue this to barbecue that. I mean, we went from tacos. What do we have? Shrimp?
Yeah.
We had tacos, and we had barbecue. Impressive amount of food, impressive amount of volunteers, and impressive layout. Like I said, the volunteerism. Spooner showed how you got to do it, and people should take notice of that.
And again, 100% of the credit goes to Amy Greenfield. She knocked it out of the park. And there's a reason that you and I are talking about this, because they've already paid for their advertising. Right. That's already finished. No kidding. Like, we were commenting all night, and your wife and my wife were also talking about this, that it was just a very well-oiled machine. Yeah. It was excellent. I didn't see anyone, riffraffs or misbehaving, and maybe there was after I left. I don't know, but it was, the parking was super easy to get in and out because, it's, I got to park and walk. Right. It's right there, and it's all free parking. It was just exceptionally well done.
Right, and there was families. It was good. It was, I was going to say something else you said something about volunteerism, and it was just very, very, the bands. Getting 4 bands in and out in a half-hour time frame. They had the next band was playing. They were on time. They have a backstage crew that none of us even noticed. Just a new band appeared, boom, and they were done. And they had a little music in between that people could just relax and go get refreshed and use the bathroom and get some food. And man, it was really, really good. It was a great time. If you've never gone to it, you want to get to it next year. It was good. It was really fun.
Yeah, because I always think of, because I don't go to these things. Again, usually just because they're past my bedtime. But I always kind of think of it as just an outside bar. Like everyone's just drunk and just doing blah, blah, and all this stuff. And I just get this weird, and it's stupid. It's just something in my head, right?
No, but that's true, because that does happen. So it's
yeah, and this was 100% not that. It was like a place that I would have no problem if my kids were there. Just sitting there, because we sat in chairs. He brought some chairs, and they on the VIP section they had chairs too. But just saying, it was really nice. It was a great event.
Yeah, it was really good. So
all right. So how about the other side of this? And that was, so you got the evening off to come to this, but then you had work. There's still stuff going on. Well, law enforcement stuff, Barron County. How did it go for Barron County law enforcement 4th of July weekend?
Can we talk about one more event first?
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Shell Lake fireworks, and I want to thank your brother
And
for.
Dryden Wire, because I think you probably asked us to donate to that too, so we had to donate to that.
No, but they had a band up there after the fireworks, which were really good, and called Sushi Roll. And your
Yeah.
brother, helped set all that up and do all that. And there's many other people. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's just Matt.
Just Matt. Matt and Dave Wilson.
Yeah, oh shoot. Yeah. Oops.
I seen Dave Wilson. I saw your dad. I saw your kids. They were there. They can stay up past 8 o'clock.
Yeah, like Drew and I, we were like, that's it. We can do like one late night, and again, 10 o'clock is late for us. Like, I'm not doing 2 in a row. So nope. So my mom picked up the kids and took them down, and we went to bed at like 8:30. So we didn't make it. But I heard it was excellent. I heard the finale was excellent.
Yeah, the finale was great. But I just want, again, it takes volunteers, and I know your brother's a businessman in town, but he does a lot of extra things, and all these businesses do. All these businesses that support the Spooner Block Party and the Shell Lake fireworks and all that. All this costs money. If you don't like the fireworks, then get your checkbook out, and go to these events that they have to raise money. You helped your brother raise money.
Yep, a few weeks ago. Yeah, and I can honestly say, and I'm sure someone will tell me that I'm wrong, but you're gonna have to give me a really compelling argument. If it wasn't for Matt, this would not be free, and the fireworks wouldn't be what it is. Now, yes, there are other people that are a part of that, but he's the one, like even for this last one, he's calling all the businesses to get them to donate to make it free. So, it doesn't cost you a thing, right? I mean, the street dance, when I was younger, you'd have to pay to get a wristband just to get in.
Right.
And the fireworks were just, they're okay. Now look at what they're doing. And like Shell Lake really hasn't grown up that much. It's not like we doubled the size of Shell Lake in the last 20 years. No, it's pretty much the same size as it was 20 years ago. But it's an outstanding event. So I'm very proud of my brother.
They danced and danced and danced. I never seen people dance at a street dance like that. And that band was great. They're from Chicago.
Yeah.
Again, unbelievable amount of effort put into something. And I got to go to 2 events in between law enforcement. But now, just again, I want to thank your brother. I know your dad was there helping.
Helping. Yeah, no, that's Dad controlling everything probably. I'm surprised. Was he directing traffic too, or no?
No, that's Dave Wilson's job.
Okay.
So no, it was a great time. I hope it all went safe, and it seemed to be. I closed down Shell Lake too. Didn't get home till midnight that night too. So.
Jeepers! It's like you're 28 again.
Yeah. No, I recovered yesterday. No, we had a parade yesterday. So yeah, we can get into Barron County now and how Barron County sat. So over the 96-hour holiday weekend, so that was 6 a.m. Friday until 6 a.m. this morning. It was about 96 hours. We had 600 calls into dispatch. So.
So wait, I'm sorry, I was getting my pen out so I could. What was the time frame? Friday morning or Saturday morning?
Friday morning, 6 a.m.
Okay, Friday to this morning.
Tuesday morning at 6 a.m.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. So
all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 4 days. Got it.
Yep. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yep.
I'm just doing the math. So it's about 6.5 calls an hour. Our dispatch took in, and that doesn't seem like a lot, but you remember a call can be fire, ambulance, EMS, medical. So, and I have it broke down by the number of calls. And these aren't all the calls, but there was 10 accidents over the weekend. And these are Barron County statistics. So it can be PDs, it can be the sheriff's department, it can be anybody.
Okay.
There was 10 accidents, which I didn't think was it's not a bad number for 96 hours of a busy traffic weekend. There was only 10 car accidents. I don't think that's bad, do you?
I don't really have a frame of reference, but I mean, Barron County, how much more traffic you think was coming through Barron County or in Barron over this weekend, juxtaposed with just a regular weekend? Do you think like 20% more, 100% more, like twice as many as normal? Do you have any guesstimate there?
I would guess 25% more, maybe a little bit more than that. I mean, it was the weekends are busier here, but this was a little bit busier. So
all right. Well, I like Dirk's answer. Tons of it. Got it. That's all I need to know. Tons of traffic. Got it.
That's right.
So 10, no, I think that's an okay number. I guess it would depend on how bad they were, but I mean, I would expect a lot of traffic, some fender benders and some crashes.
Well, we had one semi-serious, one non-press related. They were both good, but that was a big crash on 63, which caused some traffic issues. We did have a fatality over the weekend. I have a press release on that. It'll probably be medical prior to the accident, so I don't know if we consider it a traffic fatality. But so I'll be working on a press release that was yesterday. That was no, not yesterday. It was the day. It was Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday. It was Sunday.
Okay.
Medical. We had 61 medical calls over the weekend. I thought
What?
that was up. I don't have a good comparison, so
No, I was going to say, what constitutes a medical call? Just like
oh,
a call in and just says my husband is having a hard time breathe. Is that a medical
could
call?
be anything. Yep. So
Okay.
I did any of those calls. There were 61 medical calls over the
Okay.
weekend.
All right.
So that's almost one an hour. I mean, that's a lot. I mean, but you have multiple ambulances. So we had 186 traffic stops. We had 20 firework complaints, which I didn't think that was a lot at all. So people,
26?
good job. 20 of them.
20.
20 firework.
20. Now, were those complaints like neighbors or complaints about the fireworks? Like, they
Neighbors.
sucked.
No, not
Not that kind of a complaint. Okay.
Yeah,
All
no.
right.
20 fireworks complaints.
That's actually, yeah, you're right. I feel like that should be higher.
Yeah, well, I thought it was going to be. That's why I kept track of it. But I'm like, well, I didn't even really. 20 of them. That's nothing.
I don't know. I mean, unless they're egregious. I mean, I know this is. I mean, I'm talking to a sheriff,
Right.
but I couldn't care less. If my neighbors want to light off a few, things that go up in the air and go bang, which I think that technically means they're legal, I don't care. Like, as long as you're not, those fireworks at the very beginning or at some point during a fireworks show, they always have like all these firecrackers going off. Like, it's just this massive amount of firecrackers. Yeah, if you do that, probably going to call the police. But you want to light the fireworks off. What do I care? I'm just saying. Relax. But 20, I figured it'd be higher.
So did I. That's why I kept track of them. And when I got to this morning, when I was adding them up, I'm like, that ain't too bad. And there was only 4 last night. So we had 16 before the 4th of July night. So there was only 4 today, which that means people
probably were out at the fireworks.
People respected their neighbors. They did them early enough. I mean, there was a fireworks complaint. Why that was funny. There was a fireworks complaint during the fireworks last night in Rice Lake. I'm like, well, how would you even know about it?
Right. Right.
I thought that was
out of curiosity. What do you kind of give some direction to your deputies when it comes to if you get a complaint regarding fireworks? Obviously, you have to go out and find out what it was. Was it egregious? Is it just, hey, do you give any kind of direction like, well, again, using that word, unless it's egregious, I don't want to see a ticket. Because come on, just go and talk to them. Or is it, no, I trust them and to use their discretion and to apply everything that they've learned to make the best decision. I don't really give kind of these narratives or mandates of, let it go. How does that work?
Well, it's all discretion. Obviously, our fireworks complaints are secondary calls for the weekend. If they're on any kind of anything else major, our fireworks calls wait because they're hard to find. I mean, I say there's one by Chautauqua. Well, it could be across the lake. It could be, this lake's big. It can be anywhere. Sound travels a lot. By the time we go 15 miles, they're probably out of money because no one can afford to light them off for
right.
So by the time we go 15 miles, it takes us 20 minutes to go find them. They're probably done and over with. We don't know who's, everybody's outside having a party. It's not like, oh, this must be it because there's a bunch of people at this house. Well, there's a bunch of people at every house this weekend. So,
right.
So no, I don't think any citations were written even in the municipalities, unless it was, they went there and said, stop doing it. And they kept doing it, things like that.
Sure.
So very low priority calls, but we do go on them. We went on every single one of the 20 people that called, whether we found them or not. I can't tell you that. So
okay. All right.
That. And then there was 6 car deer accidents. I thought there might be a few more of those, but our OWIs.
Yes. The good stuff.
No, the good stuff. Yeah. 5 OWIs in the car. I don't think that's too bad.
I also think I was expecting more.
Yeah, so was I. We had 3 in the boat and 1 on an ATV. So, which again,
I was thinking more in all these.
Right.
But honestly, I would have assumed more on the boat. And was DNR out there too?
We had 1 warden and our rec guy. Now, I did talk to them on Saturday and I talked to them on Sunday, and the lakes were busy, not as busy as last year. So whether that was weather, it was really hot and sunny last year. This year it was windy one day, and then, it was only in that low 80s, so it wasn't like it was 100 degrees and hot, something like that. So sure. I would guess weather had something to do with it.
Do you think maybe COVID? Because last year you could be on a boat. I mean, that was still a thing, kind of, right? COVID, where like they didn't want to be around a whole bunch of people, so they'd be better off at a boat. I don't know.
Maybe, but I
Yeah.
also think gas prices. I think they get,
Oh,
I got
right.
gas to get in my car, and then I got to put gas in my boat. So I think the gas prices had a little bit. They
Sure.
were less busy, but not, you know, not. It was noticeable, but not very noticeable. You'd had to be out there year after year to realize, oh, there's a few less cars. But I thought the boat traffic last night for the fireworks was the same or bigger. So I think people, you know, timed it differently. They didn't just go driving their boat around just because gas was a little bit more pricey, especially in a boat.
Oh, sure.
So I think that had something to do with it.
And remind me again. So we had five. We we had 5 OWIs over those 4 days in a car, 3 in a boat, 1 ATV. The ATV. Weren't you the one? Didn't you say that if you get an OWI, maybe I'm misremembering, that you could
Right,
still drive an
right,
ATV?
right. So the guys in the boat and the ATV, they just pay a ticket. There's no.
Okay, now does that mean that they? So I don't know, like a first defense OWI, or let's say there's a situation where, and I don't know how this works, but let's say you get your license suspended for 3 months if you get an OWI, which I don't think that's true, but let's say it is.
Okay,
If you get a 3 month, if you get pulled over an ATV and it's just a fine, you can still drive a car then.
correct.
That's just so bizarre.
And if you get one in your car, you can still drive an ATV legally, which they've got to catch up
And if
with
you get
Michigan.
one on an ATV, you can still drive a car.
Correct. It doesn't make sense. They need to mirror each
Hmm.
other. The state
Yeah,
of Wisconsin's got to get caught up on that to make our trails safer. So there's some
bizarre.
other things we did.
Hmm.
We assisted the Burnett County Sheriff's Department with their officer-involved shooting. Our
Yeah.
detective did that. So basically, Sheriff Finch called me and said, "Hey, we need some help. An outside investigation has to be done with these." Just to recap everybody, when we did one, we had another department come over and do it.
Yeah.
When they did one, we went over and handled it. I want to just commend my detective division. I thought Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, how many people am I going to get to go on this? You know, Boom! I had six detectives, and my whole detective division went and helped out.
On a Saturday afternoon on 4th of
Yeah,
July weekend?
yep. I was very impressed with my team. I mean, they always amaze me every time I call them. And
Do,
so it's obviously a lot easier when you go up there with 6 people. You can send people to do this job, this job, this job, this job, and then they put it all together in a package for their DA up there. And
do you think
bam,
that was partly because, I mean, I'm assuming they're just, great people to begin with and great deputies and detectives, etc. But is it one of those, they hear officer involved shooting and it's, we want to go, right? Brothers in Blue and all that stuff. And it's, if there was someone involved, we want to be there to help and assist in any way that we can. So we're all going now. I don't know
no,
if
I
that's true or not, but
I think it was a major case. I mean, I
okay.
think they do a major case, and it was a major case, and I think we do those well, and they do them as a team, and they work together, and I think it's a lot easier to go if the other 5 are going. So if
True.
everybody's going, I guess I'm going too. So
See, I look at the opposite. If everyone else is going, I'm like, great, I don't have to go. That's
yeah,
like reason number 164. I'd be a terrible cop.
right. And then we had the fatality. We had a sexual assault over the weekend. We
Oh,
caught 14 violators on four-wheelers on roads that aren't open. So stay off the roads that aren't open. That's an issue I've got to work on and deal with. So that's something I'm working on. So
just
that was
pass an
the
ordinance
weekend.
that you can drive on them, and then you got to worry about it.
Well, they're not signed yet, and it's not official. So
That's
that's
what they
part of
want
the
to do with
problem.
marijuana, right?
Yeah, yeah, just pass it and we'll
Yeah,
let them everybody
yeah,
do
that's just that. They don't have to worry about it anymore. You can focus on
it.
real crimes.
Yeah, that's
Well, that
right.
sounds like a really. It was a busy weekend, clearly with
Right.
everything.
Hmm.
However, some of these, it seems like that would just be kind of a normal weekend, to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest.
Hmm.
I mean, the fatality, that's very unfortunate, but those things happen
Right.
from, I mean, they just do. And for whatever reason, it seems to kind of go in spurts. But that isn't, it happens. Sexual assault situations, those are terrible, but those things kind of, you know, there's bad people out in the world. I mean, God can save you from hell, but he can't save you from stupid.
Right.
So, we're always going to have those people.
Right.
But what was your biggest surprise of all the numbers that you just gave? And there's a couple that you had mentioned that you were a little surprised by.
Mhm.
Which is the biggest surprise? Pick one biggest surprise.
Well, I think OWIs. I mean that 5 OWIs, we can have that on a normal weekend. So I don't think that's a county-wide thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they take a lot of time. So on the boat, especially, we're not going to see that many because when they do get one, and I think they had 3, I mean, they take time. It takes a guy off the boat. They got to drive them there in the car to the hospital,
right.
draw their blood, then come back to the boat, get back in the water. So they take time. We want to take the Tech Marina in Tech for Lawrence Parker Command Post there. We're able to do some processing of paperwork there. I think we got a drug charge on a boat. That surprised me. I'm like, how did you not see us coming? I just, it's not like I'm in a car and I stop you.
You're right, when you have nowhere. Yeah, I mean, it's.
So I think we know. So I don't know the details behind that one, but yeah, I think OWI is surprising, and I'm glad. I mean, it surprised me in a good way. I'm not saying people got away with it and nothing bad happened. So I think it's a great weekend. I think we can say it's a successful weekend for being the 4th of July. I'm calling it a success. I think.
Well, you have to, because again, we want to look at trends, and if that's trending down, that's good. And I don't know, is it because you pull over more people for that, or you're citing more people? Is it because Dryden Wire posts things and then they go, yeah, I don't want my story done on me, or I don't want my face I don't want to be in a booking report, because we get some heat for that stuff every once in a while. But man, if that can just deter one person from doing it, that's a good thing. So I view that as a positive. Maybe it's our education into that. I don't know, but yeah, that's kind of going back to the Spooner Block Party. I had never been to something like that, so I just assumed it was a bunch of just drunk idiots all falling down, and that was not the case. And I was really surprised by that. Not because it's Spooner Block Party. I'm just saying I've never been to something like that. I just assumed that's what it was. And having 5 OWIs, that's a Friday night sometimes.
Right.
In Barron County. And having it over a 4-day holiday weekend, that's not one day. That's 4 days over a holiday weekend.
Right.
I agree. That's a success.
Yeah.
And none of them led to fatality. Well, we don't think anyway. Right? Because none of them led to a fatality either. That's
right. It was a great weekend. I mean, there were some bad things that happened, but bad things happen every day. And so I think we
Dope on a boat. There was a question I want to bring this up. What's the difference between OWI and a DWI? I think maybe that's DUI. I think one like driving under one's. I don't know. I know the difference or what it stands for, but I think it's just different laws in different states.
Well, there's OWI is operating while intoxicated. DWI is driving while intoxicated. There's a DUI, which is driving under the influence.
Yeah,
they're all the exact same thing. Wisconsin changed it years ago to operating OWI because you're operating a motor vehicle. We used to find people in ditches that were in the car. The car was running. It was in gear. It was in drive. They're just stuck in the ditch. And they're like, I wasn't driving. I'm like, well, you were operating, because you weren't on the roadway. You weren't driving. Oh,
so it's like technically. Yeah, okay. I get it.
Technicality. So they changed it to operating. So basically, if you have the keys in your pocket and you're in the driver's seat, you're operating a motor vehicle just because you went in the ditch. So,
got it.
But we can still prove, even if you're sitting in the back seat and you're the only one in there, we can still prove you were driving. There's ways that we can do it. So don't jump in the back seat if you go into the ditch, things like that. So,
I mean, if you're the only one in the car and you're in the back seat, you're like, I wasn't driving. Well, there's nobody else here, man.
The best is when it's winter and there's some snow around your whole car and there's no tracks outside the car.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't driving.
No. See, that's all the cop stuff we don't think about.
That's right. We think about all that.
We peasants.
No, it was a really great weekend, both law enforcement wise, and had a lot of fun too. So it was great. I'm glad. I hope everybody else did. The weather cooperated. There was a couple of parades yesterday up in McConna. Again, great. People came out in McConna, biggest little parade they call themselves, and there was a ton of people up in McConna for the parade.
McConna with an M?
McConna, yeah.
Never heard of it.
Oh,
where is it?
Just outside of Rice Lake, between Rice Lake and Birchwood. It's only about 4 miles from Birchwood, maybe even less than McConna.
Was there a sign for it on 53 that says, McConna?
Not on 53.
Okay, because I think I was in Birchwood once when I was young. Otherwise, that's it. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, It's a little town. They have a big little parade. They had 34 units in their parade, and we directed traffic up there.
Aw.
It's the Highway 48 runs right through the parade route, so we got to cross both cars and the parade route. So I was up there with Trooper Cummett from the Wisconsin State Patrol. So we directed traffic all afternoon up there. So
Is that a thing too? Better someone is driving and then so they say that it was someone else, but I don't know who. Like, how do you not know who is driving your vehicle? Have you ever heard that before?
Yep. Oh yeah, that was a good
what?
one. Yeah. Oh yeah. My friend picked me up, but I don't know what his name is.
Yeah. I need to get like a list of these things together. That would just be great. That's for our next Jeopardy Labs game.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta stay up past 8:00.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no, not so much. Well, I'm so glad that went well. I really am. Yeah. Hopefully, that was echoed with Sawyer, Burnett, Polk, Rusk, Washburn, etc. Hopefully, everyone that this was not just. That's weird. Barron County actually had a pretty light weekend comparatively and relatively. Hopefully, everybody else did too.
We were steady, but we weren't. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't even get to eat a snack, because we just went from call to call to call to call. Saturday afternoons, our days were busier than our nights. On one or two of the days anyway, the days were busier than nights. Yeah. So, but yeah, and the busiest day was Saturday and Saturday night. And the least days was last night, which I think makes sense because a lot of people had to work today. So.
Right.
So I think it was a great weekend for Northwest Wisconsin. I'll put it that way. I mean, there was a lot of successful events, a lot of great fireworks put on by a lot of great people. Rice Lakes and Chautauqua last night were great. I didn't hear about McConaughey's. McConaughy even had fireworks last night. So
holy cow! Now, is this kind of where does 4th of July fall in law enforcement's? I don't know. You're the weekends that when you look at the calendar, you circle those weekends. Like, okay, we got to get ready for this weekend, make sure everyone's available, and no, you can't take vacation on this weekend, so just letting you know now, kind of a thing. Where does 4th of July fall? Are we like halfway through the year or the events, or is this one actually is, I don't know, towards the middle, towards the end? And I know from just it's July and beginning of July, but a lot of things have happened up until now. Where does this fall? What's next?
Labor Day. I mean, we have the Barron County Fair next. I mean, from a standpoint of Barron County law enforcement, we have the Barron County Fair, which is not a huge crime thing. This is more of a PR thing, but every one of our deputies touches the fairground. Cumberland's was great as well. I forgot about that. They had a ton of people over there too, but every one of my deputies touches the fairgrounds. And that's an intentional act on our part because we're appreciated. People love us. I want them to feel the love because a lot of times on a weekend like this, like we stopped a guy for to be on a boat and he's like, I help you guys do a lot. Can't you give me a break? I'm like, no, you're drinking and driving. You don't get that option. I mean, you don't put us in that spot. And I'm very disappointed in that person. I'm sure I'm going to get a call from that person. And I don't really care what he's got to say on that end of the phone. I don't care what you do for us. It doesn't give you a free right to drive your boat after you've been drinking. But yeah, so the fair is next for us. We have our donut dash race. So you can sign up to support our, we love to go to all these events and we're going to have fun at the fair this year. We want to make it fun. It's a fun event for us. We don't have to do a lot of law enforcement duties. And that's kind of a break for us. And it's kind of nice. And hopefully we don't have to do a lot of law enforcement duties. I mean, it all can go bad on us really quick.
But these are like more daytime family event type stuff.
Yeah, we love to see the kids and hang out, and so that's the next couple days. But come to our Donut Dash race. It's Saturday, July 23rd. Sign up on our Facebook page, our website. That supports our Shop with the Cop, and you get a T-shirt, a donut, whatever. And it's my kind of race: a donut in the middle and a donut at the end. And I drive the gator in between. Yeah, I don't run.
And I think it's a Spooner parade this week. So I know all the events that are coming up, or any big event, or the Spooner Rodeo, right? This weekend. And the only reason I know that, and I find myself relying on Schmitz's Economart and Spooner, because we run their flyer every, their ads, or their what's that called? The thing with all the coupons, right? For Economart every Monday morning, and they always have a headline for it. And it said right there, Spooner Rodeo. I'm like, oh, that's this weekend. So, like, I get my news from Economart's ad flyer
There you go.
on what's going up this weekend. So, yeah, that'll be there. It's going to be weird. Speaking of Dad, he would always be there directing traffic with his cowboy hat on.
Yep.
But maybe not this year. Unless you
maybe
could borrow him a uniform. And he'll just do it anyway.
Go ahead on just go direct traffic.
Just go direct traffic. All right, man. What do you have? You already talked about what's kind of coming up this week. Anything coming up here in the next couple of days? Anything going on?
We're going to hire. We're doing a hiring process for a new patrolman, so I've got some hiring to do.
Nice.
We had a promotion. We have Captain Ron Bowers is retiring after 33 years in law enforcement. Next Friday, a week from Friday. So we promoted a new captain and moved some people around, and we're hiring on the bottom end now. So we have patrolman interviews on Thursday. It's the Turtle Lake Fair this weekend. It's the Prairie Farm days. So we got parades this weekend. Other than that, it's just a regular Sunday weekend. I assume. Hopefully it'll be non-eventful, and we'll kind of go from there.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that it was I think we're just going to call it that, right? A successful weekend, law enforcement, and people were, for the most part, very safe, very respectful and responsible, and everyone had a good time. That's awesome.
Yep, we're going to close the rest of the week, and we'll see you on the weekend. No.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to jinx it. All right, cool. I will be doing my Brian was dead. I'm done directing traffic. Whatever. Now he just directs traffic out in like his bathrobe and his cowboy hat in his dirt end road. Just slow down and move over here. That's what he does now in his retirement. He still directs traffic, just on a smaller scale. So tomorrow I'll be recording my third episode of the Brian Cole Story. We record those on Wednesday mornings and air them on Sunday. And I think this Thursday, I got a message from someone. His name is David Weiss, and he's called like Flat Earth Dave. And he's on YouTube. He's like 20,000 followers on there, and they reached out last week, and I don't even know how, like, I don't know this person. Never even heard of him before. And he wanted to come on to talk about the earth being flat. And if I was interested in having him on, I'm like, I mean, okay.
Laugh, right?
What?
I'm not supposed to laugh, sorry.
Well, no. I'm like, okay, that's fine, right? He's like, do you believe the earth's flat? I'm like, well, I mean, if I had to bet like every dime I had in my children's lives on it, or if I believe the earth is round, I don't know if I do that, but as far as I know, it is. So I said, sure, let's do this, because I'm just really curious. I've never actually talked to someone who believes the earth is flat, and I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. Or it's going to be a total dumpster fire. I'm not really sure which yet, so I'm really excited about it.
But tune in Thursday and find out.
It's live Thursday morning, yeah.
I've seen pictures from space. It looks round to me. Maybe he's got a good
I don't know. No clue. They tell me that it's round. I just assume that they're right. Yeah. All right, well, cool.
We'll see you on Thursday.
You got it, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks for everything.
Thank you. For Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Ben Dryden, and you've been watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With nearly 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the outside and on the inside of your home or business. So give Brian a call today at 715-520-2271. As we sign off, remember, it's the little things that make a big difference. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed day.